Hello everybody, I want to share a message with you today that is going to link some things that are going on in our world and the current events in this country with our own personal health and eventually the greater community health of our communities. I think it's important right now. I couldn't think of a more appropriate message to share. So stay with me. I know it might seem like a stretch between what's going on out in the world and in our lives versus our health and our community's health. But here we go. Most of you are probably like me. You saw these videos of the black man in Minnesota who was killed brutally, and you felt this horrific anger, pain, like a gut punch. There's still a lot of you who are feeling great fear and confusion about the virus, the coronavirus. There's other folks who are upset about how the government has responded to the virus. Are they opening things up too soon and you're fearful? Have they taken too long to open things up and you're angry? And these emotions aren't bad. We feel these emotions, but here's how it connects to your health. We've talked about this before. This isn't a new age, fluffy, metaphysical concept that isn't real. This is something you can really harness power in your own life. Is when you feel emotions, especially negative emotions, you know they're affecting your physiology. You know it affects your blood pressure. You know it affects your cortisol levels. These are the things that left unchecked create health trouble. I'm not talking about short term. It's okay that we feel these things. Our body's forgiving. We can feel it briefly, but if you go through life stuck in those emotions, it's gonna be real hard not to develop problems with your health on a bigger scale, and the way your body develops issues with blood sugar handling and other challenges. So the key for our body is teaching us, hey, you can feel these things, but use it for your personal health as a catalyst to change, to transform, to be better. And so we know the way that we breathe, the way that we deal with fear, these things will change our physiology. We've got to choose action over uncertainty and choose action that we can do instead of staying stagnant. This improves our health. We talked about that with the virus. What can you do personally to make yourself less susceptible, less worried, and not in a state of fear? The same thing can apply when we're dealing with the racial injustices and the killing of this man and the protests, the peaceful protests, and the more violent riots. We have to take the emotion that we feel around those issues and ask ourselves, this is stress on my body. What can I do to be better? What can I do to be healthier for myself, for my kids, for my family? What choices could I make in the areas of race or in the areas of health and virus to make an improvement? Because when we choose action for ourselves, by default, the community is going to be better. What are a couple examples of that? If I can do everything that I can to make myself healthy in these next few months, if there is a quote-unquote second wave of this coronavirus, I've done my part to take away resources for folks that maybe aren't as fortunate. They can't do as much. They are more susceptible than I am, and we can focus on those folks in the nursing homes, those older folks that maybe have some conditions that they can't work on the next 3 months. But for the vast majority of us, let's use this time to be as healthy as we can so we can use those resources for the people that really need it. So there's taking our personal health, the responsibility up to that next level for the whole community. And the same thing happens when we look at it, the events of in Minnesota and the racial inequality. When we can take specific actions to speak up, maybe there's choices that we can make where we haven't spoken, we haven't acted on our true feelings, we've been silent. We know that's not good on a physiological level, to hold in your truth of love, of caring, of acceptance for people. And when we hold those in, we don't express those, we hear something that maybe we should have spoken up about, something that's racist, that's not good for our physiology, and we know it's not good for the community. So looking within, what can we change ourselves? How can we branch out to affect the community? I hope you can see how these are linked intricately, and I hope you can see it's an easy process to go from anger, to go from disappointment, to go from depression. Maybe not easy, challenging, but it's worth it to try to take those emotions, catalyst, transform to improving your health for your own good, your family's good, and then big time for the community's good as well. So think about how powerful your actions are. Harness your physiology. Use the tools that we have to really make ourselves better, make the community better. I hope there's something that shared today that can help you to do that. Take care.